Warm welcome to everybody present here. I welcome everybody to the today's CPE program, RBI's impact on bank audits, master circulars, master directions and notification with specific reference to red flag account. Today we have our distinguished speaker, CAV Ravindran sir, also with today. I welcome Ravindran sir to the dais, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I also request members to stand up for this ICAI motto song.
य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्मिमाणः निर्मिमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यति कश्चन एतद्द्वैता 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 एतद्द्वैता.
Thank you. Before we begin the session, I would like to take a moment to share a short summary of our esteemed speaker, C.A. Ravindran sir. C.A.V. Ravindran sir is a disqualified fellow member of our institute, insolvency professional, registered valuer, independent director, social auditor, and also research analyst. He is also a past chairman of Salem branch of SIRC of ICAI. He was a co-opted member of Banking and Insurance Committee and Branch Coordination Committee of SIRC of ICAI. With over 3 decades of experience as a chartered accountant, C.A. Ravindran sir has exemplified excellence in the fields of auditing, banking, insolvency, and valuation. His expertise is sought after by leading financial institutions, regulatory bodies, and corporate entities. He is also giving expert opinion in bank audits, direction of bank frauds, industries, and trade-related matters. As a faculty member of ICAI and several esteemed institutions, he has presented bank audit papers on various topics, organized bank audit and tax series for various chartered accountants, co-authored in revising and rewriting ICAI concurrent audit manual, and also authored many books like bank fraud, etc. On behalf of SIRC of ICAI, I thank you, sir, for accepting this program to speak on this program. I now invite C.A. Shammugasundaram sir to honor our speaker with a memento. Thank you, sir. I would like to request C.A. Ravindran sir to share his insight on this program. Thank you, sir. The stage is yours.
Vanakkam, and it's a very proud moment for me to address here, and most of the senior members are my close friends, and I'm very happy to see all the members here, including Shammugasundaram sir, and for the second time I am getting the memento from him. And today's topic they have given is RBI's master circular on bank audits, guidelines and notifications. And previously the program was designed in such a manner that we had to have a discussion with RBI officials. Due to non-availability of RBI officials, that schedule has been changed, and I requested the SIRC to include the topic that is specific reference to red flagged accounts. So it's the hot topic of today, and I'm just going to say very important master circulars of RBI, just I'll touch. and every RBI circular is ocean. And I want to tell, and even I want to make a request to all the fellow members, please go to Google, type RBI circular on banks index, RBI circular on bank index. You will get all the circulars from the year 2006-2007. With month wise you will get. So at least once in a week, please do this exercise so that you will update the banking knowledge. This is what I am doing it regularly. I want to start with some theoretical portion, because if I say continuously theoretically, then I think most of the members, they will leave. So I am planned in such a manner that I want to present the paper of red flagged account in all practical manner, all practical cases we are going to have discussion that will be useful while you carry out the bank audit. To start with, I am going to say very important circulars that are directly related to the statutory audit, even for the concurrent audit, even for the revenue audit, that is applicable. This is a master circular, that is master circular on frauds with directions. This is the important circular that we are going to have discussion, that is with specific reference to red flagged accounts. This is a circular reference number. Next circular is prudential norms. So in the year 2015 they have issued the prudential norms. Then after that they have modified and they altered the entire prudential norm in the year 2021. And after in the year 2021-22 they issued 3 prudential norm circulars. One is main circular, and second one is supplementary, and third one they issued in the year of February 22, that is on some clarification they have issued. Then after that, on every year on 1st April or 2nd April you will get the prudential norm circular applicable for the financial year. So 1st or 2nd of April you go to RBI index, you just go to the month of April. Every month, every year, every April 1st or 2nd you will get prudential norm circular on commercial banks, applicable to commercial banks, applicable to urban cooperative banks and housing finance. Every circular you can find on 1st or 2nd of April. So you need not worry. So you need not update at all. If you want to do the audit, suppose if you are going to get the audit for the financial year 24-25, you go to April 1st or 2nd, you will get the prudential norms. So here this is a circular they have issued on 2/4/24. For the next year you will get the circular on 2/4/25. For the year 23 you will get 2/4/2023. But the entire circular they reproduced, that is the original circular they have issued in the month of October 2021. That circular they have rearranged and they modified, and they are issuing this circular. Next circular is applicable for LFAR. This is a base circular LFAR, based on which you have to do the LFAR audit, long form audit report audit. That is they have issued in the year 5/9/2020. The highlight of LFAR, previously most of the chartered accountants who are going for statutory audit, they used to see the LFAR, previous auditors LFAR. What are the reports? Only 4 points, no, nil, not applicable, yes. So most of the chartered accountants, they used to see, okay, last year auditor has given no, so you have to also give no. Yes, no, yes, nil, not applicable. But this LFAR circular which they have issued in the year 2020, they modified, and if you say yes, yes, it is allowed, but you have to give the reason why you are saying yes. So with the reason you have to report. So there is no question of no, nil, not applicable, yes. So this is very important of this RBI's circular on LFAR. And master directions on willful defaulters and large defaulters, that also they have revised on 3724. We will discuss overall willful defaulter and large defaulters. Willful defaulter in basically if the person is they are able to make the repayment but they don't want to make the payment, then they will be called as willful defaulter. And here I want to say one important thing: whenever any person applies for the loan, this defaulter list, willful defaulter list is available to all the bankers, and this willful defaulter list is being published by Reserve Bank of India. So in the process note you have to see whether the person who has availed the loan or who has been sanctioned the new loan, whether their name has been included in the willful defaulter name or not. So this willful defaulter list is not available to us, but it is available to the bankers. Then another category is blacklisted customers. Who are all blacklisted customers? Those who are all, so willful defaulter list, in that they can forgive, they will sanction the loan. But if your name appears in the blacklisted list, you are not eligible to get any loan at all for your entire lifetime. Here I want to start with the blacklisted customer, because that is also part of red flag account. I want to start with a case study. I went to a inspection audit for a nationalized bank. That bank manager, he took me to a unit. It's a Sago unit, Sago factory unit. So on seeing me with the branch manager, what he did, he welcomed us and he offered tender coconut, and I verified the unit. The first thing which I've asked is, please produce the electricity card. First, whenever any industry you are visiting, first you have to ask for the electricity card, because suppose if you are going for inspection, they will tell that, okay, today manager is coming, we will function the unit, but there was no production at all. So if you go and verify the electricity card, the unit, it says whether the unit, whether that is electricity consumption is being consumed by the unit or not. So first thing you have to verify that. I have seen that electricity card. I said, okay, I am very much satisfied. Then I have given a clean report. See, the only big disadvantage for other clients are, so I am in the panel of 29 banks. So in Salem, almost I visited all the banks. So I know all the customers of the bank, who are all the borrowers. So the customer name is Buvaragasamy. The name is Buvaragasamy. He is from Yatapur. When I scrutinized the document, I found that he has availed the loan based on the partition deed. So in partition deed, which you have to see, what are the important points, that which part of partition deed is being mortgaged. Suppose if the partition deed is executed between 4 brothers, the original deed is only one and 3 copies of the documents will be there. The original deed, it will be with the main brother, and others, first brother, second brother, third brother, copy of the documents are there. This Buvaragasamy has mortgaged the property based on his original title deed. Then after some time, I went to another bank as a revenue auditor. There when I scrutinized the records, I found the name of Buvaragasamy once again and Yatapur. Then immediately I called for the documents. When I verified the securities, I found the same partition deed has been mortgaged to another bank. Then I had discussion with the branch manager, and I asked the manager, sir, can we go for inspection? For revenue audit, no banker will take you to inspection. I said, okay, sir, we have to go. Then I narrated the incident. Then I went there. On seeing me, he ran away, because for the same property, he got 2 loans for the same schedule. But first thing is, original document, he has a mortgage to A bank. Second property, based on the brother's document, he has got the mortgage on his same schedule. So one property, he has got 2 loans. And I went for another bank as a stock auditor. There also I found the name of Buvaragasamy Yatapur. There also I asked the document. There also the partition deed. So third, then what I did, I took all the managers, I requested all the managers to come together, and they had discussion, and all the 3 managers, they recalled the loan. Then fourth bank, another bank I went as again credit auditor. There also I found the name of Bora Asami. Luckily he has got 1 plus 3. He has got only, there are only 4 brothers. He has availed the loan only from 4 banks. So these are all the thing whenever you are going for audit. So these type of frauds you have to identify. So then even the 4th branch also they recalled the loan because I narrated the incidents and they have been, the loan has been recalled. Then after that I went as a statutory auditor for a private sector bank. There was a company and the company he has, in that company he has availed 8 crores loan. Normally in company the bank has sanctioned any loan to any company, what you have to see who are all the directors. So I have seen the name of the director. The managing director is Buvarasamy Yethapu. Then his 3 sons. Okay, he has given separate document. But when I scrutinized the document ideally, I found a code seal on the back side of the document. That means the document has already gone to the court. So that means already encumbrance was there in that document. When I discussed this with the manager of the private sector bank, he inquired about the party and is a new manager. He has gone to the spot, and when he inquired with the other bank which was situated in Etapur, he said, sir, we have already filed a case against this property before DRT. The original document they have filed with DRT, but that original document he has removed. I don't know how he has removed, and he has mortgaged the same property with other private sector banks. So any code seal found on the back side of the document, you have to be very, very careful. Then that manager threatened the customer and he has sold the property and he has closed the loan. At that time, this branch manager of that private sector bank, he has reported to RBI by narrating all the 4 loans sanctioned by previous banks and this loan, and he has recommended their name to be included in the list of blacklist customers. So the person was willfully want to default the banks, their name will be included in the willful defaulter. Everything will be clearly seen in this circular. And after 1 month or 2 months after their name was included in blacklisted customer, and Buvarasamy and his sons, they came to my office because there was no escape, because I am in the panel of 29 banks. So wherever they borrow the loan, it has to come to my purview. So he came to my office. Then they requested me, sir, I want to be your client. Can you take up the file? What do you say? Sir, நான் உங்கள் client ஆயிரேன் சார், என்னை எடுத்துக்கங்க சார், என்னால் பொழைக்கவே முடியல. So this is the word they said. So whenever you are going for audit, please ensure that your verification is correct and be loyal to the audit allotment. This is my experience. So their name has been included in the willful defaulter. That Buvarasamy has expired some 4 years back. His sons, now they are starving like anything. They are not able to get any loan from anywhere, because whenever they apply for CIBIL, the blacklist details have come. So blacklist details are available at the RBI side, and the access is given only to the bankers and not to you. Next circular, know your customer. This is the latest thing. They have included a lot of items, and this is a circular they have issued on 6/11/2024. All these 5 circulars I feel importance for the audit of the year 2024 and 25. So whatever I said, it's only a theoretical. Master directions. So this is a circular which we are going to discuss. This supersedes circular issued in the year 2016-17. I'll tell why it supersedes the earlier year circular. So previously, when any customer has done any fraud, the banks, they have got full right to classify him as a fraud without giving any opportunity. So in that case, the bank at their own discretion, they can make anyone as a fraudulent person. Then one of the persons, that is the case we will discuss, State Bank of India and others versus Rajesh Agarwal and others. This guy, they have gone to the Supreme Court saying that they have not given me any opportunity to prove that we are not frauds. Once if you have been classified as fraud, then your life is doomed. It is not only the company, including the managing director, directors, luckily no shareholders, because all are directors, all the life of them are doomed. So they protested before Supreme Court saying that the bank has not given us any opportunity to prove that we are not frauds. So for that, the Supreme Court has delivered, no, the banker must give opportunity to the borrower to say that they are not fraud. So principle of natural justice must be upheld while declaring any individual and entity as a fraud. So you have to serve the notice and you have to provide the opportunity to submit the representation and passing a reasoned order before classifying any individual or entity as a fraud. This is the master circular that we are going to see, fraud, risk and management. This is applicable for the commercial banks including RRB, that is regional rural banks, and it supersedes 2016 guidelines, aims to enhance the framework of for preventing and detecting and reporting the frauds within banking sector. RBI revised other two master circulars which are all applicable for cooperative banks and NBFCs. All theoretical, just I have read. Now, they say that it's a banks, who are all called as commercial banks. The list I have just prepared. All Indian banks, it is not Indian bank, all Indian banks, foreign banks, small finance banks, payment banks, RRB, State Bank of India. So whenever you are going audit for these type of banks, you have to follow that circular. And next is list of all India financial institutions, that is Exim Bank, NABARD and National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development, National Housing Bank, then SIDBI, and collectively they are called as banks. All the that is commercial banks and AIF, that is All India Financial Banks, they are called as banks for this for today's presentation. Now, this is a definition they are given. So why I have taken the red flagged account? Red flagged account is you can identify one account based on the early warning signal, that is that you are seeing from the books of accounts. Then after seeing the early warning signal, and if that early warning signal, sometimes it may lead to fraud, sometimes it may not. So for that, the RBI has given stress, or RBI has requested the chartered accountants to identify the red flagged accounts. Particularly in LFAR, they have given a specific recommendation. You have to identify the red flagged account. The RFA, that is master direction says RFA, that is red flagged account, is one where suspicious fraudulent activity is thrown up by the presence of one or more EWS, early warning signal. EWS means early warning signal indicators alerting or triggering deeper investigation from potential fraud angle and initiating preventive measures of banks. Here I want to tell the importance of this, because RBI has already given a direction, even issued a circular saying that if any fraud is undetected during the course of audit, then the auditor is held personally responsible for the loss to the bank. They said the auditor is held personally responsible for the loss to the bank, apart from losing your certificate, facing institute action, facing court action, etc., etc. So you are the early warning signal person, because all the records are with you. So you have to identify all those records. You have to go through it. You have to apply your mind. Don't take the audit very lightly. Whatever be a single thing, you have to see whether it's a early warning signal person or whether it's a fraud or not. So this is the definition given in the master direction of RBI. That is, they say that it's a suspicion of fraudulent activity. That is due to EWS, that is early warning signal. and it may lead to some deeper investigation from the fraudulent angle. So this year, almost all the banks, they are giving very much importance to RFA. So here I want to share a very interesting case which I found out in my audit some 4 months back. So I went for a stock audit. What is the role of the stock auditor? You have to verify the stock, you have to verify the stock statement, you have to verify the stock register, you have to go to the spot, and you have to see whether the stocks are available, whether those stocks have been tallied with the item sanctioned, the sanction letter. This is the role of the stock auditor. Then after that, you have to arrive at the drawing power for the stock. Drawing power, what is the drawing power of the stock? Total stock reported, less obsolete stock, less non-moving stock, less dead stock, less LC stock, less creditors. Then you will arrive at the total stock. After, and that total stock you have to deduct the drawing margin. Then you have to arrive at the drawing power. This is the stock audit verification. Normally in that they include the debtor also. In the debtor, totally you have to say total debtors, less bad debts, less debts exceeding 90 days or 120 days. For the total debts, you have to deduct the margin, you have to arrive at the drawing power. This is the role of the stock auditor. I accepted the audit and went there. But in the stock report, they have included one word, whether the funds have been utilized properly or not. See, whenever you are going for stock audit or credit audit or even your statutory audit also, you have to verify or you have to certify saying that funds have been utilized properly or not. Where you can see this, how the funds have been utilized, from where you can identify? You can identify from the account operation. So before going to that, what you have to see? First you have to see the sanction letter. The basement is reading the sanction letter. Whether the sanction letter is being sanctioned for the purpose of term loan or working capital loan. If the loan is sanctioned for the term loan, whether the machineries have been purchased or not. So you have to certify that the funds that they are using the word sanction, whether the funds, whether loan sanctioned have been utilized properly. That is whether end use have been followed or not. If the loan is sanctioned for the purpose of machinery has to be purchased. And if the loan is being sanctioned for the purpose of working capital, you have to see the funds have been utilized for the purpose of raw material or finished product, something. For the loan, for what purpose they have sanctioned, you have to verify that funds have been utilized only for the purpose for which the loan has been sanctioned. In the stock audit, there was one column. So immediately asked the sanction letter. I have gone through the sanction letter, and from the sanction letter, what you have to see? You have to see the margin. What is the loan amount? Then you have to see the margin of the stock and debtors. Then you have to go for the loan amount, and you have to ask for the account statement. When I gone through the account statement, the loan is sanctioned for the purpose of working capital. So that means the working capital loan has to be utilized only for the purpose of meeting the production or meeting the debtors. So this is a rule. When I saw the sanction letter, first I'll start with sanction letter. There was a recent guideline, even you can practice in that. This is the latest information I want to tell. If you give 50% of collateral, you will get 100% loan. It is not 100% collateral is required. If you give 50%, you will get 100% loan for MSME. So in this case, there was a condition that the party has to provide a 50% of deposit, 50% of collateral, we will give you 100% loan. The loan amount is 18 crores. The loan amount is 18 crores. So the party, what he did, instead of giving the immovable property as collateral, he has made a cash deposit of 9 crores. So based on the 9 crores, the bank has sanctioned 18 crores. The purpose of the loan is for the working capital. That means the 18 crores have to be utilized only for the purpose of purchase of raw material or purchase of to meet the debtors. But what this guy they did, he has transferred the entire amount of 18 crores to another bank. He has availed the loan from A bank and he has transferred the money of 18 crores to another bank. What the government says, if you provide 50% collateral, you will be sanctioned 100% loan. Here he has made a deposit of 9 crores. he has availed 18 crores. This 18 crores he has transferred to another bank. There he has availed 36 crores. From there, they transferred to another bank. There he has availed 72 crores. This 72 crores he has transferred to another bank. He has availed 144 crores. 144 crores. Then the fifth bank, they refused. Then the problem starts. Because what he did, he transferred the money from A bank to B bank. Then B to C, C to D, D to A. See, as per the norms, the credit has to come into the account. Yes, credit has to come into the account, but that should be a genuine credit. So, genuine credit means the credit should be in the form of sales. Sales made. From that you have to do it, or from some data collection you have to do it. Here what he did, he transferred the entire money of 18 crores to B bank, then B to C, C to D, then come to A. So, this cyclic operation he did. So, when I went through the account operation, I found that there was no genuine credit. Even the funds have been utilized, the funds have been diverted, because the purpose of the loan is for the working capital. The working capital loan should be utilized only for the purpose of purchase of raw material or sometimes finished product. Here the loan amount entire process at one shot they have transferred to another bank. But in the sanction letter they say that end use should be confirmed by a chartered accountant. 3 chartered accountants have given the certificate saying that the company for end use has been followed by the company. And when I noticed this, then I said something is fishy. And this is first stage, because we are all early warning signal person. First thing, fund diversion I noticed. Second thing, the manager who has sanctioned the loan, he has resigned from the job. Can a scale 3 manager resign from the job? This is the second. Then third thing, the person who has renewed the loan, he has also resigned. No account operation, interest is serviced through another credit. Okay, this is a modus operandi. So you are going as a stock auditor. Can a stock auditor report this type of transaction? Yes, we are the auditors. Only the designation is different. You are a revenue auditor, stock auditor, fraud detector, but only designation is different. But you have to give a report. In that case, I have reported that, sir, fund diversion is there. As per RBI norms, if fund diversion is there, it's an early warning signal so it has to be treated as a willful default. So no repayment comes into the account, so it's a willful default. Then third stage is bank frauds. Even I used to say that early warning signal, that is raw material. Red flagged account is the work in process. Bank frauds is a finished product. So simple. Early warning signal is a raw material, because based on which you have to identify why there was a situation like that. Then what has happened, why the loan has not been repaid. So you have to identify the account as red flagged. Red flagged means there will be some chance for fraud. So simply if you are identify one account as a red flag account, it is not the rule saying that it is a fraud. There will be a chance for fraud. If it is proved, finished product is frauds. And once again I am telling the RBI circular saying that if any fraud is undetected during the course of audit, then the auditors will be held personally responsible for the loss to the bank. So as an auditor, you are the early warning signal person. You have to go line by line. Don't take the audit very lightly. The indication why I went depth into the transaction is the manager has resigned from the job. Why he has resigned? So this question you have to bear in mind while you verify the accounts. So then after that, the banks, that account has not, that is interest has not been serviced, so that account is about to become NPA. What the present manager he did, he closed the security deposit of 9 crores and he has given credit of 55 lakhs to the loan account, and retransfer 8 crore 45 lakhs as collateral security. So there is no circular to close the deposit of 9 crores. So to avoid NPA, they did this mischief. This is also amount to fraud. So it's this everything is in your hand. So whenever and wherever you are going for any type of audit, please see the modus operandi. So here this is a latest thing, and when I reported this as a red flagged account, and even I narrated, there are 3 circulars. One is fund diversion circular, second one is willful defaulter circular, and third one is fraud, and I have classified that account as fraud. You know the thing, I have given the report in the month of August 2024. Even today, up to today, I have not received the fees for that account. The fees is only 18,000. They are not paid. When they say that, no, I don't agree with your report. No? It's not the question whether you agree or not, that is not an issue. So, another very important thing, red flag account, and the back question I want to tell one thing. Previously, if the fraud amount exceeds 1 crore, then the case has to be referred to CBI. Then that has been increased to 5.5. Now it is 6. If the fraud amount exceeds 6 crores, then the case has to be scrutinized by CBI if it is a fraud. So you are the auditor for the concern. So I was the stock auditor. Even I pretty well know that I will be questioned by CBI. But whatever the questions CBI will ask, I have reported. But my predecessors who have done the stock auditor, everybody will be caught, because I have classified that account as fraud. And another information I want to tell, because whenever and wherever you are going for audit, what is the limit for the bank frauds reporting? Up to 6 crores as on date, based on this 2024 circular, up to 6 crores, the case, if there is any fraud, the case has to be reported to the state police or union territory, up to 6 crores. It is not the outstanding balance. It is not the outstanding balance. It is the sanction limit. The outstanding balance may be 1 lakh, but the sanction limit is 10 crores. You have to refer to CBI. Because the limit exceeds 6 crores, it has to be referred to CBI. So this is the latest position. And if you are verifying any accounts, loans advances exceeding 6 crores, you have to be very, very careful. Because if there was any fraud, then you have to face the CBI inquiry. And even I want to tell another very interesting case. There was a company, the company is at Salem. The statutory auditor has reported saying that the company has not maintaining any records. Yes, they are not producing anything. The electricity bills are very less. So he has given all the qualified point and he has given the report. So the company has availed a loan of 35 crores. It's a steel rolling mill. Then once in 6 months, the chartered accountant, the company has to get a certificate from the chartered accountant regarding the stock and debtors. When the company people, they approach that statutory auditor, they say that that statutory auditor said, no, unless until you prove the records and you prove the production records, I won't sign, because there was no stock at all. Then this company people, they asked the statutory auditor, sir, if I get the signature from other auditors, do you object? He said, no, I won't accept, I won't object. It is your thing, your right, and you can do anything. Before that, how many of you have cleared in the first attempt here? Sir, senior. Okay, how many of you are recently qualified? That is within 3 years. Okay, this discussion is for these youngsters. Sir, I will tell the background. Wait, I think you attended other classes also. So here he said, yes, approached an youngster who was recently qualified, just 3 months old or 4 months old. They say that, sir, my statutory auditor is out of station, so I want to get the certificate because I want to produce this certificate to the bank. If I have not produced these certificate, then I have to pay huge amount as penal interest, sir. I will give you a management declaration saying that there was a stock of this much, every risk I will take, because the company people, they have already done the fraud. They say that I am ready to take all the risk and I am ready to give you a management declaration, and please issue the certificate, I will pay you 5 lakhs as fees. Just 3 months. What this guy, they calculated, just for 3 months, for one signature, I am getting 5 lakhs. So all the seniors are here. How much 5 lakhs they would have received? So they signed. So their failure is they have not taken care of the unit visit. They have not verified any records at all. They have not taken for any, even electricity records have not been verified. Then for the next 6 months, he has approached another youngster with the same story. So for 3 years, he has obtained certificates from 6 young, recently qualified chartered accountants. Then this borrower and the bankers, they were colluded. So now new team came. When they went for the inspection, they found nothing was there. Then they referred the matter to CBI, saying that it's all false certificates, false reports we have received, so we want the CBI inquiry. CBI team came. They started to do the verification. They summoned all the 6 young chartered accountants who are recently qualified. On what basis they have issued a certificate? They said that based on the management declaration. No. Management declaration is not there in the format of, in your format. You have to verify all those records. What are the records that you have verified? All the 6 people, they said no, we have not verified anything. Now, even now that case, it is not over. Still, it is running. It's from Salem based chartered accountants. Almost 6 young chartered accountants. Now they have been caught, and every week they arrange a cab, because the CBI office is at Bangalore. They are going in the cab. All the 6 people, they jointly go to the CBI office. For almost for 4 years they are doing this. Even in that, out of 6 chartered accountants, 3 chartered accountants, they said we will not perform marriage. கல்யாணம் பண்ணிக்க மாட்டேன், ஏன்னா லைஃப் என்னால் அந்த பொண்ணு லைஃப் போய்டுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு entire 3 chartered account, almost all 3 chartered, they said we won't perform the marriage. So my sincere request, it's also early warning signal. Why you are not verified? The early warning signal is the statutory audit report given by the auditor. So based on that only you have to certify. The records are with you, but you are not verified the records. You are signed, now you are caught. You are a party to the fraud, because he has cheated the bank, and since you are signed as a chartered accountant, you are also a party to the fraud. So this is a very interesting case. So my sincere request to the fellow members, don't sign other auditors' case. If you want to sign the other auditor's case, please verify the records, otherwise don't sign it. Even I want to ask, wherever I go, suppose if I ask you to write the CA examination once again, are you able to clear? I think you are recently qualified. So come again. Okay. So we have to be very careful, and we have to save our scheme. I think genius is here. And in that there is one thing. How many of you cleared in the first attempt? Some friends raised their hands. How many of you have passed in the second attempt? Okay, fourth attempt, sixth attempt. Re-verification. So I passed the CA final examination. I am the senior most person. I cleared the CA final in the exam in the 9th attempt. Inter first attempt, final in the 9th attempt. So our institute says every chartered accountant requires a depth knowledge into the subject. So I have read the book for more than 9 times. So I have got a depth knowledge than you. So we have to save our certificate, we have to save our profession, even we have to save our image. And this is also another LFAR requirement. In LFAR they have included one thing, red flagged account you have to report. So you should know what are all early warning signal, and they say that the raids include, they include the word raids conducted by all revenue department, that is income tax, GST, even FEMA, all act, under all acts, if any raid has been conducted, then that will be that account has to be classified under the category called a red flagged account. Then once an account is red flagged, banks are mandated to complete the forensic audit within a period of 6 months from the date of classification of red flag account. So the scope of forensic audit is available here. So how many of you have cleared the forensic audit? 1, 2. Okay. You please try to pass that examination, forensic audit conducted by our institute. The scope is very much important because each and every bank now they started to classify the loans under the category red flag account. If any account is being classified as red flag account, then forensic audit has to be conducted. The fees will be, minimum fees will be 1 lakh. Minimum fees will be 1 lakh. So please strain yourself and try to complete our institute course and become a forensic auditor. So you can earn from the profession. And they say that if just because you have identified one account as red flag account, it will not be treated as a fraud. So there may be scope for fraud, or there may not be scope for fraud. This case I have discussed, that is 9 crores to 18 crores, 18 crores to 36 crores they have. So this is the case name is Shapos, that is a company name. Yes, sir. It's a CC account.
Okay.
It's a CC account.
So that was the only transaction in that account?
Only transaction. You have got the stock statement.
Okay.
That's a stock statement is stock has been verified by the manager, but there was no stock at all. Stock audit has been conducted for the last 3 years by the stock auditor, by the chartered accountants. There was no stock at all, but they have given a certificate saying that stocks are available.
But no transaction in the account?
No transaction, no stocks. So just even in one bank they used to call me as terrorist. Say terrorist coming to your office, I mean for audit for your bank. So please be careful. Even I am proud to say that I am a terrorist auditor because they are afraid. So to that extent we have to apply our knowledge, apply our experience. You can find.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
is there a system of reporting any raids to the bank?
Any?
Raids to the bank? Revenue?
No, you have got a list from the, I mean, the file you can see. If there is any raid, the income tax department they will issue information to the bank. We have conducted the raid. We are going to seize the amount. They are going to stop the account transaction. So you don't know whether the raid has been conducted or not. As a chartered accountant, you don't know. Suppose if you are going for audit for any unit and if the raid has been conducted, you have got no first-hand information. Only the bankers, they have got the first-hand information, and income tax department or GST department, they have to service notice saying that we have conducted the raid. So if prima facie, if I got evidence, you can classify.
But how can auditor comment on that?
You have to go through the file. You are going through the documentation. You are going through the loans. But there is one file called as customer file. Please go through the customer file wherein you will get all the information. There is a customer file. Next case is here the customer has cheated the bank by wrongly providing the drawing power. Say in debtors there is a rule, total debtors, that is how to calculate DP. Initially I said total debtors less bad debts less sister concern debtors. You have to eliminate the sister concern debtors, and based on that you have to arrive at, deduct the margin, you have to arrive at the good debtors. So here this customer, what he did, when he submitted the debtor statement, he has not given me the item wise debtors, customer wise debtors list he has not submitted. So when I asked, when I went for the stock auditor, then I asked about the itemized borrower wise list. He said, sir, it is very difficult for me to produce the borrower list. Okay, sir, give me the total data list. See, I asked about the itemized borrower list. He said, sir, it is very difficult. Then you give me, from tally, you take the total data. He has given the total data. Then I asked the accountant, sir, give me the breakup for this total data. He has given a very big list. In that, the sister concern, his sister concern debts are there. Suppose if the loan amount is 4 crores, the sister concern debts are almost 5 crores because he has not repaid for the last 2 years. So debts have been increased. So total debts 40 sister concern debts exceeded more than 80%. So when I eliminated the sister concern debts, the figure comes to negative. So purposely this customer has cheated the bank by giving wrong figures in the data. So you are the auditor. Whenever you are verifying the data statement, it's an early warning signal. That is the intention of the party, because because the fund diversion can be seen only from this account and not from the sister concern accounts. So he has diverted the funds to the sister concern debts. There he has done real estate business and everything. See, and whenever you are going for any audit, suppose we are going for any unit inspection, please see the name board. So I visited this MSK unit. I found MSK unit is here, MSK real estates are here. So that means for real estates, the funds have been transferred from here to this place. So it is a kaka okara panamalam mari. Luckily I have got evidence and I proved that purposely he has cheated the bank. So it's a early warning signal. Early warning signal you can get from the stock statement. So you have to go through the stock statement. From there you have to prove that okay, this concern the result may run into fraud or not. So it's a red flagged account. I classified. So this is a very dangerous thing. You are going for the audit, you have to classify the account as NPA or not. You have to do the working of NPA. NPA means non-performing auditor, correct? If you are not classifying the NPA correctly, you will be called as NPA, non-performing auditor. And I want to tell the recent circular, or even the circular they have issued some 4-5 years back, for wrong classification or non-classification of NPA, then the auditor is held personally responsible. You will get a notice from Reserve Bank of India. So please do the NPA working correctly. And whenever you start to do the working of NPA, the manager, they used to say that, sir, system takes care of everything. So you need not bother. But don't accept that statement. Yes, sir.
What will be the date of classification of the NPA, sir?
1/4. Because last year auditor has endorsed, it is not NPA.
Yes.
And this year, see, last year I went there, I have not classified that account as NPA. But this year you have identified that account, because last year there was an omission. Now you have identified the NPA date is 1st April.
Okay. Not 90 days from.
So you should not. Already rule is there. Already it's a NPA. Last year auditor, by carelessness or negligent, he has failed to report that account as NPA. I mean, I boldly used to say, because it's being recorded. Last year that auditor has failed to identify, but you have identified. Even in the last year itself, that account has become NPA. So the date of NPA is 1st April. But don't put it on 31st March.
If we put on 30th June, no, 90 days.
1st April.
Okay, 1st April, let's say.
1st April. That is identification of date of NPA is very, very important.
That is what.
Because from there only you have to take 12 months towards a substandard. From there it is D1 1 year, D2 1 year, D3 1 year, then and you have to take it as losses. So identification of date of NPA is very, very important. Here, when I scrutinize the NPA accounts, as per my working, the account has already become NPA. But the system says, no, it is not a NPA. It struck my mind. how, whether my working is wrong, whether the system is correct. When I went there, then I found that they changed the master data. They changed the due date from this financial year to the next financial year. The system, what it will do? Because this financial year the loan was not due, so it will treat that account as standard. So changing the due date to the next financial year, it is not within the year. Suppose 31/3/25 we are going for audit, and the due date of the loan is say 30th November 2024. The loans that is amount has not been serviced, so that account has to be classified as NPA. This 30/11/2024 they modified, they changed the due date in the master record to the next financial year. The system says since the loan falls after the financial year, the system never deduct that as a NPA. So this type of activities have been carried out by the bankers. It is not to be conducted by, carried out by the customers. These type of manipulations have to be done by the few banks. They are doing this exercise. They are changing the due date from one financial year to the next financial year. Then it is an early warning signal, because this is also another scope for fraud, because it amounts to tampering of records. So I faced lot of problems like this. Even we have got a lot of shouting, quarrel and everything. I kept mum, this is my report. If you want to say you convince the central statutory auditor, you can do it. So tampering of records, that is change of due date, it is also another case study. Next one is, yes sir, yes.
One branch is never classified them. After 15 months also, they continued it as a standard asset. When we suggested MOC, when we put the date of sanction, old date, automatically it took as D2 and provision was recommended for D2 provisioning.
Yes.
So it happens in case of gold jewel loans, there is a possibility the date of NPA will go back to 2-3 years back also. Remote chance, it is possible.
But
Yes.
Sir said about jewel loan. Here I want to tell for your knowledge purpose, even I want to share, update your knowledge. There are in term loan, jewel loan is also a term loan. There are 5 types of term loan is available. That is repayment, because the NPA has to be classified based on the loan repayment. The first repayment is interest plus principal. That is, you have to calculate you have to pay the interest separately and principal separately. So interest and principal, that is the first mode of repayment. Second method is EMI, equated monthly installments. It is combination of principal cum interest. This is EMI. And third one is holiday period interest plus EMI. This is the third method. And SAR said about the bullet repayment. At one shot you have to make the payment. All jewel loans are bullet repayments. So today I have sanctioned the loan. Within this date you have to make the payment. At one shot you have to make the payment. That type of payment is called as bullet repayment. And fifth one is balloon repayment. For balloon repayment means first year, suppose if it is a college, first year there will be admission of only 100 students. So only from that 100 students you can generate the fund. Next year it will be 200. Next year it will be 300. So based on the funds generated from the project, you can fix the loan repayment, just like a balloon. So there are 5 types of repayment of loan, and thanks for telling the jewel loan, sir. It's a bullet repayment method. And valuation report. How many of you are going through the valuation report? What are the highlights of valuation? So this is also a part of early warning signal, according to me. The valuation is done by whom? By the bank valuer. In that bank valuer, how many of you have gone through the entire column of valuation? You are seeing only the valuation. You are seeing only the photo available on the last page, and you are seeing whether that engineer is a panel engineer or not. But there is one column in the valuation report saying that whether the land has been, government has approved the land, that is, approval of the land is available or not. So normally you can see the engineer simply he left the column without any reply. That means those lands have not been approved. As per the Supreme Court decision, if the loan has been sanctioned to the unapproved property, you should not consider the unapproved property for the purpose of the loan. So here that valuer has simply leave the column blank. This is one. And second thing, few valuers, I don't want to blame all the valuers, few valuers, what they are doing, they are valuing the agricultural land in square feet. So if you value the agricultural land per acre rate will be less, and if you are valuing square feet in square feet, the value of the property will be more. So more loans will be sanctioned. If more loans will be sanctioned, then the party they are getting more benefit. They will not be able to get back, repay the loan. So this is also another early warning signal, because I am leading to red flag. So it's also another early warning signal I want to tell. How many of you have seen this valuation? And another information I want to tell, a valuation report is valid for a period of how many years? 3 years. And the next valuation has to be done by another valuer and not by the same valuer. So this point you have to see. And sometimes banks used to say that, sir, there are only one valuer available in place, but in spite of that, the bank's head office circular says that the valuation report is valid for a period of 3 years, and revaluation has to be done by another engineer. And you go to the last page of the valuation report and see the photo. Normally, when they value the land in square feet, they take the photo in a different manner without showing the agricultural land. So these type of techniques, the values they are doing, this is also another early warning signal, because you are entitled only for 10 lakhs, but you have been when you have availed a loan amount of 40 lakhs because of this type of wrong valuation. Yes, sir.
Oh, it is classified as agricultural land, but in the revenue records, the registration department, it is being shown as per square feet value only, some certain lands.
Yes.
So they are arguing that it is in square feet only. You see the revenue, the registration records, that survey number. So
I understand your question. It's simple manner I will tell. For any agricultural land, the revenue, that is registration department valuation is different. For the purpose of bank loan, you have to see whether that land is an agricultural land or not. If it is an agricultural land, you have to value the land as per acre. If it is a non-agricultural land, there is an agricultural land, but the engineer, if he is valuing the land as non-agriculture, then the borrower has to get a certificate from the revenue authorities, that is not below the rank of Tahsildar, stating that this is a non-agricultural land. As per our revenue records, we have changed the record from agriculture to non-agriculture. So based on that only the valuation has to be carried out. It is not the valuation given by the sub-registrar. Sub-registrar is different. For the purpose of valuation, you have to verify the revenue records. Because if you are going to avail the loan for the colleges, all the colleges land, previously all those lands have been treated as agricultural land. Then when you are going for loan for the purpose of college construction and thing, you have to convert the agricultural land into non-agricultural land. So this technique most of the auditors they are doing. But what they are doing, simply they are getting the Tahsildar seal. But when you go to the revenue records, no records have been changed.
reclassified, right? It should be reclassified.
No, you have to reclassify it, but by way of getting money, few people they change, just they affix the seal, they put a signature. But here I want to tell, there's a proceedings are there. You have to go and verify the proceedings.
Permanent land record. That
Permanent land record, that revenue records you have to verify. So this is also another example, another case study I want to share to you. Legal opinion tracing of the title. How many of you, I think even I used to raise a question to the members, and wherever I go for presentation, can we rely on the legal opinion or can we refer the legal opinion? The question, can we, as a chartered accountant, as an auditor, can we rely on the legal opinion or can we refer the legal opinion? We are not masters of documents. This is a question I want to, I used to raise. Can we rely or rely? I mean, rely or refer? So So as a chartered accountant, you have to, for safer side, in your report you say that I have relied on the legal opinion, but you have to do the exercise. You have to refer the legal opinion. That means you should be a master in reading the title deeds. So what are the documents that they are to produce for getting any loan? Parent document, base document, parent document, then Patta Chitta Adangal Kandayam, then demand extract, house tax receipt, survey plan, FMV sketch, encumbrance certificate for 30 years. If the property has been acquired in the form of interstate, you have to get the death certificate and legal hardship certificate. All this you have to verify. And you should be a master in reading the title deed. Where we will get the experience? You please go to your advocate's office, friend's advocate's office. He might have issued some legal opinion for his clients. You ask the file, you just go through it. Even in my lifetime, I am proud to say that I have read more than 8 lakh documents. Because I am in 29 banks panel. So my patient, I want to study the document on my own. So here I have put the word tracing of the title. The mistakes committed by few advocates, I cannot blame all the advocates, few advocates. They failed to report about the death certificate. They failed to report about the legal hardship certificate. They say that in the tracing of the title portion, they say that the borrower said that this person has died on such and such date. For that person, these are the legal hats. So the advocate has to give a certificate stating that this person has died on this date and this has been evidenced in the form of death certificate. This is a weakness. And another thing is, these persons have been classified, they say that they are the legal hats. For any legal hats, you have to get a legal hat certificate issued by the revenue department. So all this type of tracing of the title, there will be some omission. Sometimes what they do, they omit some portion of the encumbrance certificate. So normally the encumbrance certificate should be uniform. Sometimes broken, when they take the broken period EC, there will be some omission. But in the legal opinion, they used to say that yes, this broken period EC has to be obtained by the branch manager before sanction the loan. Normally bank manager, what they do, they go to the last para of the legal opinion, and in that last para, the advocate used to mention that subject to my comments, my report given above, I report that this property is eligible to be created equitable mortgage. In that manner, they will give the report. So as an auditor, you have to go through the entire legal opinion. Almost in my experience, because tracing of title, in my experience, almost some more than 8,000 documents I have said the advocates have failed to cover those points. It is only because of experience. Just I am telling, it is only based on your experience you can find the mistake. We cannot blame the advocates due to their workload. They used to give the certificate, but this is another type of early warning signal, because based on the wrong title deed, if you have sanctioned the loan, the entire amount will become bad. For this, I want to share a very interesting case. So here I went for a credit audit in the year 2019. My patient is, I never never rely on the legal opinion. I refer the legal opinion. I have taken the legal opinion on my left side. I have got the title deed. When I trace the title, it goes to the year 1983. So I went for the audit for the year 2019. When I trace the title, it goes to the year 1983. In the sanction letter, the head office say that the customer has got 6.19 acres of land. It's a spinning mill. 6.19 acres of land, based on which we are sanctioning 14.40 crores as loan. When I trace the title, it goes to the year 1983. There I found in the 1983 document, there was only 3.19 acres of land is available. In between that, there was no land, no transactions. So prior to that, the company has purchased the property from a firm. In that firm, 6.19 acres of land is there. The firm has sold the property to the company. It is only 3.19 acres. From 1983 to 2019, there was no transaction in the encumbrance certificate. So, when I scrutinized the document, there was only 3.19 acres of land available, but as per the sanction letter, it is 6.19. I took 1.5 days to confirm the title deed. I spent 1.5 days because you are hitting against the almost all the persons who have sanctioned the loan, including the valuer, including the advocate, including the head office, including the legal department of the head office. Then I discussed this with the branch manager. He said, okay, sir, this is true. Then he invited the panel advocate, then he invited the valuer. Both of them, they came, and when they had discussion with the branch manager, they said, sorry sir, the loan amount is 14.40 crore. The panel advocate and the panel valuer, they say that sorry sir, by mistake we have omitted. All these 6.19 acres figures are available in the records of factories, under factories license, under PF Act and pollution, everywhere it is 6.19 acres, but actually 3.19 acres of land is available. So as a chartered accountant, I found this. So in the meantime, when I go through the document, this is the 6th bank which has sanctioned the loan. That is, it's a takeover loan from another bank. So previously 5 banks have sanctioned the loan based on the report of 6.19. Then when I noticed the advocates, it is given only by one advocate. Cut paste, cut paste, cut paste, cut paste. So this bank has lost 14.40 crores. This is also another early warning signal, because you have to do the tracing of the title. But it is not a fraud done by the customer. It is a negligence on the part of the manager, because he has not gone through the legal opinion. He has not gone through the tracing of the title on his own. Okay. Huh?
You visit SRO, sir? SRO.
No. Everything is in your hand. Title deed is there. From there you can track. See, any document, even I want to tell this in Tamil, because you know Tamil. Patram, Moola Patram, Patta Chitta, Adangal Kandayan, Demand Extractor, House Tax Certificate, FMB plan, Town Survey plan, Encumbrance Certificate for 30 years, Death Certificate, Voice Certificate. This is document. So, based on that, when you trace the title for the parent document, from where it has come, from there where it has come. Suppose in that parent document they say that due to the demise of the person, the legal has got the right now. So you have to get the death person certificate, death certificate and legal hardship certificate. So all the legal hardship persons, they have to do it. So only by, I already said, only by experience you can learn this. Okay.
Most of the cases, legal audit annual legal audit.
You can rely or refer. Bankers, they can rely. Auditors, they have to refer. Because bankers say that I have relied on the legal opinion. But as an auditor, you have to refer. So it's nothing but experience. You have to, if you want, you can do it. Otherwise, you can rely and you can give the report. In this case, then I asked the manager, sir, can we do the survey? When they did the survey, say, let us take, this is 6.19 acres. When they did the survey, it is 3.19 acres is in the middle of the property. What is this called? This is called as landlocked property, because there is no passage to the title. When there was no passage to the title, what is the value of the property? Huh? 0. It is not very less. It is 0. It is not minimum. It is 0. Because you cannot go in a helicopter and land into the property. So this is also called another early warning signal. If these types of that, so then after that I had discussion with the manager. Then manager took me to the company. We had discussion with the managing director, and I narrated everything. That managing director, he was aged about 84. It was a very big shock for him.
You would have got the easement right, because they
got the easement right to the property. So how you can say zero, sir?
What is it? See, passage itself is, you have got no value to the passage.
No passage, but you have access. They cannot deny you the access, sir, because you have the
So
easement
from
right by
banker's
law.
angle, it's a landlocked property.
So right to property also includes the easement right. It is recognized by process of law, in my opinion.
Sir, I want to say one thing, sir. I am not a lawyer. Okay.
Sorry.
Here, it's a landlocked property. Then we had discussion with the managing director. He was aged about 84 years. Then within 4 days after hearing this matter, he died. Who is responsible? Whether the auditor? Because after discussion he died. Then I told him, sir, if this account has become NPA, you cannot recover the money because there is no value to the property. So I have classified that account as loss asset. Because as per IRAC norms, if there is any erosion in property value which is below 10%, you can classify that account as loss asset. So this is not a mistake done by the borrower. It is not the mistake done by the banker. So it's a wrong opinion given by the panel people. So based on that, the bank have done it. I have classified as red flag account, but the report in the forensic audit, they said it is not a fraud. Because as per the rule, there is any fraud. Because if you identify one account as red flag, then you have to identify the forensic audit. So in the forensic audit, they say that it is not a fraud because no fraud has been committed. So this is another case. No sufficient place of business. No sufficient place of business. That means whenever any loan is being sanctioned, there should be some sufficient space. So in order to accommodate the party, so some 10 by 10 is there, but they have sanctioned some 20 crores of loan based on the collateral security because there is no enough space. So this is also another EWS. Suppose without a space, if their loan has been sanctioned, it's a clear accommodation loan. Stock statement. Suppose if you are going and verifying the stock statement, how to present a stock statement, that's a separate exercise. In the stock statement, one thing is, this is the item, this is the total quantity, this is a rate per quantity, this is the total value. So the item wise stock statement the borrower has to give. Normally what they do, raw material 5 crores. So without any bifurcation of raw material. And below the stock statement there was one column, opening stock, what is the purchase done during the year, what is the sales done during the year, what is the closing stock. Opening stock add purchases less closing stock, it amounts to cost of goods sold. So same concept, it will also be there in the stock statement. Nobody cares. They simply say that raw material 5 crores, it's a early warning signal because there may be chance for fraud because the borrower, they want to hide the matter. And another thing in stock statement which you have to say is, who has signed the stock statement? The stock statement has to be signed by whom? It has to be signed by the proprietor, partner or managing director or the person in charge, CFO. They have to sign the stock statement. The peon, they used to sign the stock statement. And sometimes there will be sister concern, husband, wife or partners. They have got 2 units. Wife, she herself signed both the statement. So you have to verify the stock statement signature. We are not, you need not verify the specimen signature, but you have to see whether the stock statement has been signed by the borrower or by some other person. So this is a very, very important thing. And another thing, whenever you are going for any concurrent audit, as per the directions, any RTGS has been done. Normally, you can find the signature in the check leaf. But in RTGS application, also the customer has to sign the request. Normally in RTGS application, the staff of the customer, they are signing the application. It is not correct. So here, if the staff has started to do some mischief, then bankers are in trouble. So as an auditor, you have to see who has signed the RTGS requisition application. Whether the person who has signed the check here himself has signed the application or not. If there was any signature difference, then you have to report. Because it is also another EWS, because there will be scope for fraud. This is a very peculiar case. My friend from Erode is a chartered accountant. He came, I went for a concurrent audit. When he has gone through the suspense account, there was a credit of 18 crores into the account, say today. On the same day, this 18 crores have been transferred to some 4 customers. Because the head office has transferred 18 crores to the branch, and based on the head office instruction, this 18 crores have been transferred to other 4 customers. Then he came to my office. I told that why they have transferred. I asked him why they have transferred. Sir, there was a report saying that some mistake, some fraud has taken place in the last year. In order to satisfy the customers, they have done this exercise, and case is going on separately. I said, you report under the category fraud. It is also early warning signal. He has got the entry transfer from the suspense ledger. So suddenly he said, why the 18 crores have come from the head office? Why this 18 crores have been transferred to another 4 customers? So that he has got suspicion. He came to my office from Erode to Salem. He came with the Xerox copy and everything, and I said, it's a clear case of fraud, but you report it. As per the appointment letter in the concurrent audit, if the auditor felt that if the fraud has exceeded 1 crore, it has to be reported to RBI. Based on that, he has reported to RBI. Then he has got a phone call from the head office. Who asked you to send the report to RBI? Because in the concurrent audit appointment letter, they clearly mention if there is any fraud, the auditor can directly report to RBI. Then who asked you to report to RBI? There was a very big dispute was going on. Even some filthy languages have been used by the branch against that CA. Suddenly, these people, what they did, the audit appointment was terminated some 4 months back. He has reported for the month of January. His audit termination took place in the month of October. So he has got access till January. Then after that, this bank has referred the matter to the disciplinary action of our institute, saying that because of the negligence of the auditor, we have lost 18 crores. It is not his negligence. Head office has transferred the money of 18 crores, he has parked. No, sir. These 18 crores which we have transferred, it was a mistake of failure by the chartered accountant. So we are referring this matter to disciplinary action. But luckily, he has been appointed as concurrent auditor from the month of 1st July. But the transactions took place in a month of, say, earlier years of some 2 years, there was fraud. For that, the bank has reimbursed, but they booked the transaction under fraud against the chartered accountant. Then we referred the matter to our institute, and we have got the release, because it is not a fraud committed by the chartered accountant. Here, the EWS, you can get the lead from the verification of suspense register. Normally, we are not verifying the suspense register. So please do verify the suspense register. From there we can get the lead. And so E-Road case is very famous in our area, because I represented the case, I won the case. That auditor now is very free, is free from all the problems. And another peculiar case we are getting, in one case from the Srivilliputturu area, one client, he has got a client, he used to file the IT returns. What the mistake he did, in the profile column, there's a profile. In that profile, he has entered, that the auditor has entered his mail ID, telephone number, auditor's telephone number. Nowhere he has mentioned the client mail ID and assessee mail ID or assessee phone number. Please do not do this mistake, because there was a case initiated against the auditor, because in the profile column, auditor has made the inclusion of his name, his mail ID, his telephone number. The case still pending with our insured. And the notice has been served only in the name of the auditor. So this notice have not come to the purview of me. So you are not supposed to levy penalty on this failure. The penalty, if you want to levy the penalty, please collect the penalty from the chartered accountant. They have filed a case in the High Court. So entering your details in the profile is very, very dangerous. So just experience I want to share. Please be careful. And favoring interest rate. What is favoring interest rate? The loan has been sanctioned by the head office at the rate of 11%, but when they enter in the system, they enter as 9.5. If you go through the sanction letter, it is 11%, but when you go to the master record, you can verify 9.5. If that is there will be a chance for fraud. The manager would have colluded with the party, or the staff would have colluded with the party. It is also another EWS, early warning signal. So favoring interest rate is very, very important case for EWS. Why the concept of red flagged accounts? Incidence of frauds started to increase, and normally it is there in general and loan portfolios. What are the stages of fraud? Early warning, this is nothing but raw material. This is what early warning is a raw material which we have discussed. There are that is RBI has suggested some 46 early warning signal list. Other than this, which I have given here is my experience, but RBI has specifically given a list of some 46 or 47 items. Next one is red flagged account. The end use is bank frauds. These are all the stages of fraud. You cannot go and directly say that account is a fraud. First thing, during the audit, you have to identify this is the early warning signal. There may be chance of fraud or there may not be, but if you feel that there may be some fraud, then you can recommend that account as red flagged account as in the LFAR. Then after that, forensic audit has to be conducted within a period of 6 months from the date on which you have identified the red flag account. Suppose if you are writing a concurrent audit examination, this is one more question. 6 months for you. 6 months from the date of identification of NPA. Red flagged account. When red flagged account, where you can find this or where you can identify the red flag account? You can identify the red flag account in concurrent audit, stock audit, statutory audit, credit audit, revenue audit, and all types of bank audits. Whatever is there, you can identify red flag account. Highlights of RFA is identify the fraud at the initial stage. That is due to early warning signal. includes rates by regulatory and tax authorities. So, sir asked how we can find the rates. So, it will be available on the bank records, and sometimes for bigger accounts for more than 3 crores, bankers, just like private sector banks, they insist the charter accountant certificate saying that there was no raid conducted at the unit. This is also another certificate you have to issue. Some private sector banks, they already started to get a certificate from the charter accountant, because if the customer wants to sit in a seat, the manager will ask a charter accountant to sign, because chartered accountant is requested to sign in all types of forms. So, this is the fate of the chartered accountants. They ask you to sign in provisional statement, they ask you to sign in the projected statement, they want you to sign in the CMA statement. So, if you sign in the projected statement, it is against the ethics. You are not supposed to sign the projected statement, even the provisional statement. You have to sign only against the audited statement. So, you cannot certify that. Suppose if you are signing in a project report or projection, it is nothing but you are certifying that this party is going to arrive tomorrow. So, a chartered accountant, even sometimes there will be some opportunities for the entire 5 years, this client is going to be alive. The bankers may insist the chartered accountant to give the certificate also, that type of certificate also, because all the bankers now they find a very, very good scapegoat or chartered accountants. They want all the certificates to be issued by the chartered accountants. If you are going for concurrent audit, the bankers now they started to get a signature from the chartered accountant without paying any fees at all. So, in the appointment they used to say, if bankers insist any certificate, you have to get you have to issue the certificate. That's only one line. So, they will ask you to give forex utilization certificate and everything, but without payment of any fees at all. Bank has to complete the forensic audit within a period of 6 months, whether that red flag account is fraud or not. You have to carry out the forensic audit. It is nothing but prevention of fraud, early detection, it's all theoretical, and prompt reporting to RBI. If you identify one account as fraud, you have to, whether irrespective of the limit, if you classify that account as fraud, you have to report to RBI. But to conduct the inquiry, to make the complaint, up to 6 crores, it has to be, you have to make a complaint to state police, and if the amount exceeds 6 crores, you have to make a complaint to CBI. And we need not bother, because the complaint has to be made by whom? By the bankers. We have got no rule, but you must know this. That's why I have given this. Then investigation agency's role and staff accountabilities are there. What RBI views on auditors towards non-detection of fraud? This is what I already said. Fraud undetected during the course of audit. If any fraud is undetected during the course of audit, then the auditor is held personally responsible for the loss to the bank, apart from losing your certificate, and you have to face actions from ICAI, RBI, banks and regulatory authorities. RBI's early warning signal, here there is a list. This is available in the RBI circular. I am just reading the points, and if it is important, that will tell. Here, default in payment to banks, sundry debtors and statutory audits. There is a very good case I want to share to you. You go to the debtors, you go to the, it's an exporter, we will say it's an exporter. You go to the debtors, debtor is 25 crores, debtor is 25 crores, sales is 10 crores, it's an export business. Export debtors are 25 crores, sales for the year only 10 crores. How you classify? That means some export debtors have not been realized, or sometimes some exporters have carried out hawala transaction. Sometimes the export bills have been over invoiced. Sometimes without sending any without creating any sales invoice, artificially debtor figures have been inflated. So if you are going for any audit, this is also applicable for our tax audit also. Please refer the sales, please refer the debtors, please refer the purchases, please refer the creditors. So normally if the sales is 10 crores, you will find only 2 crores or 2.5 crores as debtors. If the sales is 10 crores, debtor is 40 crores. So nobody will leave debtors for 40 crores, I mean for entire 3 years or 4 years. So that means something is fishy. That is also another type of EWS. Whenever you are verifying the customer balance sheet at the bank file, you have to be you have to take care of it. Next one is bouncing of high value checks. Checks have been frequently bounced. That means there is no financial discipline within the customers. So if there was no financial discipline, automatically the business will definitely run into loss. The bankers have lent the money, so funds would have been diverted. The bankers are at problem. It is also another EWS, early warning signal. And here I want to tell another very interesting. You know about the counterfeit notes, correct? Counterfeit notes are there. Have you heard about the counterfeit checks? Now counterfeit checks are in circulation because the customers, whenever they are going for a loan to a financier, the financier, he immediately asks, sir, can you produce the check? He simply signed the check and gave the check. He got the money. Now there was a separate industry available in the private market. In whatever bank you want, they print the checkbook. Whatever name you want, whatever bank you want, whatever number you want, they will print the check and give to you. One leaf is 1 rupee. If you want, but minimum sales is 200. 200 leaf you have to buy. You will be, suppose if you want some X bank, they will give you the check. All these checks have been purchased by these culprits. They approach the financiers. The financiers, they don't know the seriousness of the check. They are given money of say 10 lakhs and they took the interest in advance. For 6 months interest they took. He is not bothered because the check itself is counterfeit checks. Then these checks have been presented for collection by the party. It went for collection to the bank where the name has been, which bank the name has been printed, the checks have been sent. But the bankers, they return the check saying that it is not drawn on us. Suppose if you are verifying any check return register, we have to, as an auditor, as a concurrent auditor, you have to verify the check return register. In that, the reason of returning the check is very much important. Section 138 of NI Act, you can file a case before court of law only when there is any insufficient funds. Here, he has issued the check saying that, when they return the check saying that check is not drawn on us. Suppose if we happen to see these type of reasons in the check return case, it is also another EWS because somebody tried to cheat the bankers, that is printing the bank's name in public. So if these type of reasons, if you happen to see in the check return register, you have to refer the matter to RBI saying that it's a red flagged account because these customers have to be answerable under red flagged account. This is also bouncing of the check, and you have to see the check return register and the reasons you have to verify. Raids conducted by IT, GST, FEMA and regulatory authorities. Okay, this is a approved list given by the RBI. Next is frequent change in the scope of the project to be undertaken by the borrower. Initially, he has approached for one project. During the sanction, they modify the project status. They are going for the another project, then another project. So frequent change in the project If that is then if the bank has given any loan, the RBI says it has to be classified under the EWS. Underinsured and overinsured. What is underinsured? What is overinsured? Overinsured means it's a clear indication that the party is going to cheat the bank. Actually, stocks are worth only for 1 lakh, suppose 10 lakhs. They are making insurance for 25 lakhs. So that is overinsurance. That means they himself burn the stock and they claim that we have lost 20 lakhs. For that, they would have submitted the stock statement to the bank saying that, sir, we have got stock of 20 lakhs, but you have given only 10 lakhs. When there is only stock of loan amount is only 10 lakhs, stocks are 20 lakhs. Bankers, they accept because more than your loan, stocks are there. But when you go for physical inspection, there was no stock at all. But the customer purposely what they did, they want to claim more amount. They overinsure the goods to claim the benefit from the insurance company. Under insurance, because the loan amount is only 10 lakhs, the loan insurance policy has been taken only for the 10 lakhs. Is it correct? Loan amount is 10 lakhs, insurance amount is 10 lakhs. Is it correct? Actually, you have to do the insurance for 10 lakhs plus margin. So 13.33 lakhs you have to do the insurance. So if this type of insurance is there, then the customer wants to cheat the bank saying that this stock, if anything goes wrong, the bankers, they will get only less amount, and they don't want to pay the premium, because if the premium for 10 crore is one thing and 13.33 crore is more than that, to avoid this, they are doing this type of mistakes. So the RBI has given clear instruction to the chartered accountant to verify whether the goods have been underinsured or overinsured. The thing which I am just explaining is the list that I have taken from the RBI circular. Next item is fabricated invoices. Next item is fabricated invoice. That means when you avail a loan, this has happened in my client's case. He didn't want to pay the sales tax to the government. The loan has been sanctioned based on the, say, Rajavel Paper Industries. Rajavel Paper Industries is the original unit which has issued the quotation. The loan has been sanctioned by the bank based on the Rajavel Paper Industries quotation. It's a system weakness. The bankers, they issue the draft in the name of Rajavel Paper Industries, and nowhere they mention that who is the proprietor. What this guy he did, he himself fabricated one invoice in the name of Rajavel Paper Industries, and he has opened a separate current account in the name of Rajavel Paper Industries, himself as the proprietor for that check. He has put the draft and he has swindled the money. So he has not paid any sales tax, and even assets have not been created. So if you happen to see that any fabricated invoice, you have to report it. Now few bankers, and particularly State Bank of India, here I want to say their strong point. Whenever they receive the quotation, they go to the spot of the person who has issued the quotation. They confirm the genuineness of the invoice. Then only they are dealing in the loans. So these type of fabricated invoices, the RBI says it is one of the early warning signal. Then dispute on the collateral security. So at the time of this is also, I have got a very good experience here. I have got a loan amount of rupees 10 crore for my client, and the customer came and he has produced all the legal title, and the advocate has issued a legal clearance for that title, and the valuer has valued the property. The bankers, they have sanctioned 10 crores loan, After 10 crores, sanction of 10 crores loan, he started to buy the machinery. Suddenly, the son of the borrower has gone to the banker, say that, sir, we have already filed a case against this property before court of law. So you are not supposed to sanction any loan against this property. See, if any case has been filed before court of law, unless until it has been marked as encumbrance with the registrar, no advocate, no banker can find this mistake. So the dispute has come after the sanction of the loan. So that means it is also another EWS, that is, if the dispute has come after the sanction of the loan against the collateral security, RBI has classified that account as early warning signal, because the intention of the borrower is to cheat the bank because they hided the facts. Another one, wide variation in costing of the project, because any project, normally what they do, you have to give the margin money. Say if any loan is sanctioned, 10 lakhs is the loan, you have to pay, say 10 lakhs is the total invoice cost, 25% is your margin. Bankers, they are sanctioning 7.5 lakhs or 7.5 crores. So in order to accommodate the margin, they inflated the invoice, inflated the cost, so that all these costs they made in the form of, that is margin money they made in the form of cash. Now bankers, they are not accepting the margin money as cash towards the project. I think, am I confusing you? There is a project of 10 crores, 25% is your margin. So bankers, they are eligible to sanction only 7.5 crores. You are not having the margin money of 2.5. So what they did, they inflated the cost of the project. Otherwise, the cost of the project remains the same. This 2.5 crores, they produce the cash receipt to the banker, saying that I have made a cash receipt. Or sometimes this invoice of 10 crores, they inflated to 13 crores, and this 3 crores, they made a margin money. In that manner also, they are producing the receipt. And they went further, and this is the latest trick they are doing. They have got only 10 lakhs. Today, the bankers, they accept if the margin money is being paid in the form of account payee transaction or by check transaction. They have got only 10 lakhs. Today, I am depositing the 10 lakhs to the company. The company in suspense, they are giving back that 10 lakhs. After 2 days, again I am depositing 10 lakhs in my account, and they are issuing the, again they are refunding the amount. Only thing, we have to prove the margin before income tax authorities, but for bank, if the margin money is paid in the form of account transfer, they accept the margin money. This is also another latest thing they are doing. வெறும் ஒரு 10 லட்சத்தை வச்சுட்டு 50 லட்ச ரூபா மார்ஜின் மணி கிரியேட் பண்ணுவாங்க. Today they are remitting 10 lakhs, they are making the payment to the company. In suspense, that company returning the money to the person. Again the same 10 lakhs, once again is repeating. Then 5 times if they rotate, then margin money of 50 lakhs comes into the picture. This is another trick now they are following. Then funds coming from other banks to liquidate the outstanding amount. Suppose if any fund have come from other banks, they say that whether the borrower has availed the loan from other bank or not. So you have to ensure that the loans have been repaid on the genuine credit. Only based on the genuine credit into the account, loan has to be repaid. If any amount comes from another bank, the bankers, they have to confirm what is the reason why the money has come from other bank, what is the source of the fund. The bankers, they have to inquire, and RBI says it is also another EWS. Sir, RBI said if this type of transactions are there, then it's a EWS. That's all. If funds have come from other banks, you have also got the access. So if suppose if you have availed any loan from State Bank of India, if the funds have come from IDBI, so as per norms, if the loan amount exceeds 5 crores, you are not supposed to open any current account with another person. That's RBI circular is there. But here the funds have come from other banks. why the loans have been closed through the source of other banks. So the genuineness of the funds have to be verified. So you can give the observation, sir. You don't break your head. So I have noted this. I have reported. It is the headache of the bank to take care of it or not. Foreign bills outstanding for long time. So you know this type of foreign bills I will explain. This is a hawala. You have got a packing credit loan from a bank, and packing credit loan has to be adjusted only out of export proceeds. So packing credit loan, you are producing the goods, you are exporting the goods, and you are submitting the bills to the banker. Then bankers, they sanction the loan and they given credit to the packing credit loan. Now the bill outstanding is there. If the proceeds have come, the bankers, they adjust the process only against the export bills. But the party, they wanted the funds. What they did, normally in even most of the cases, they ask the customer, say export customer is there from Sri Lanka, so he requested the person from Chennai to make the payment on behalf of the Sri Lanka. So as per records, bills are outstanding, but money has already come to the customer through other source. So as per the bank records, loans are there, but the party has received the funds. So if any foreign bills, it was outstanding for more than 180 days, please verify the genuineness of the outstanding of the foreign bills. So they say that it's a EWS. Point number 13. Suppose if you want to go for any inspection, manager, that customer says, sir, today please don't come. You please come tomorrow. Or they postpone the inspection. If any objection comes from the borrower in such a manner, the RBI said the postponement of inspection request by the borrower, it also leads to EWS. So that means they want to make some adjustment. So what is the important thing that you have to see? You have to see the electricity bill, because that is the base based on which you can carry out the inspection of factories. Delay observed in payment of outstanding dues. It is nothing but OPM. What is OPM? See, two things you should know. One is KB. KB na? K Balachandra. It's not K Balachandra. KB, if anybody comes to your office and if they use the word KB, you have to be very, very careful. KB is nothing but kickback. Kickback is nothing but commission. This KB word normally they are using in Hawala. If somebody comes to your office, sir, what is your KB? So you have to be very, very careful with him. And if somebody comes to your office, say, sir, 5C, 6C, 4L. So that means these type of people, they are doing some mischief. This is all my analyzing of the customer. And another thing, but don't, ladies should not mistake me. What type of bangle you are wearing when you visit my office? So if you are going and seeing the bangle, that shows their solvency level. Kannadi valayal pottu vanda romba jaakadaiya pesanum, because their view pathina avanga ellame romba perusa pesuvanga. But normally person who don't want to cheat, they behave properly. And for male, here I won't request the male to pardon me, what type of chappal you are wearing, that also you have to see. So that prove your solvency. This is my ranking. Whenever any customer comes to my office, I used to see this, what type lady comes to my office, what type of bangle they are wearing, and if any gents come to my office, what type of chappal they are wearing. So with this I am measuring their quality and character. Here, delay observed in payment of outstanding dues, that means they are rotating other funds money. Why the dues have not been paid? Why the creditors are so much outstanding? All this you have to see. Finance unit far away from the branch. Is it correct? Now you are here and one loan is being sanctioned in Ranipat. Are you able to go and verify the unit? No. So here I will tell my experience. I went for a concurrent audit at Salem. The unit was situated some 55 kilometers away from Salem. It's a key loan. It's a key loan. That is, type of loan also should be seen. It's a key loan. So I took the manager to the unit, and manager, before going to the unit, he confirmed the availability of the borrower there. The borrower said, okay sir, I will be there, you come there. So we went to the unit. We have seen the stocks. Yes, it was there, and it was a key loan without security. It's a key loan without security because stocks are there. They are given the loan based on the stock. There is no collateral. So it's okay. Then after if the unit it was away some 55 kilometers away, you cannot go every month. You may go once in 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, or whenever any inspection team came, you will go. Then after 40 days, I went by bus through that place. It is the unit, it was in Authur. Authur is 55 kilometers away from Salem. When I went by bus, I noticed that the unit was whitewashed, but there was a gap in the place. When I get down from the bus and went there, I found the name of the banker is different now. Previously, say X bank, the loan was hypothecated, and next after 30 days I found some other bank's board there. But when I went for the unit inspection, I found that the entire building, it was whitewashed. Suddenly this board is small size, so that means my bank board has been removed, some other bank's board has been placed. That means for the same stock, 2 banks are financed. In key loan, what you have to see, how many entrances are there for the godown. Actually, when we enter the unit, the door was in front. Another bank, when they entered the unit, say what they did, they hided the door by bundles. Marchta bundle which is in the back side door marchta. So we counted only the bundles and came back. And when another bank came, they hide this door and they made some other entrance. So these type of mistakes party will do. These type of mistakes party will do only when the units are not in direct access from the branch. So this is another thing. Another EWS you have to see, whenever you are going for any spinning mill, the yarn in the yarn manufacturing, they have to print the yarn manufacturing year. A yarn has got a life of only 6 months. If there is a stock, the yarn has got a strength only up to 6 months. So when I went for inspection, I found that, suppose if I went for inspection for the year 24, the yarn, it was printed, the bundle, it was printed as 1980 or 2019, 2018, but I went for audit for the year 2024. Yarn has got no life, so it's a dead stock. It's a dead stock. So please verify the year of manufacturing. For steel, it is permanent. For yarn, it is only 6 months. And also perishable item, you have to be very, very careful. That is year of manufacturing. So these type of Debt stock is also another part of EWS because the borrower has availed the loan based on the debt stock. So their intention is to cheat the bankers. So this is point number 23 is very, very important. Why the key management personnel they have resigned from the job? So this is what I said in the first case, suppose that is the manager after sanction of the loan he has resigned. Why the key person has resigned? So these type of things if you notice, then that comes into the category of RFA, and if there is any frequent change in management, that also leads to EWS. Why there was a frequent change in management? And okay, point number 33, liabilities appearing in ROC search report, but when you scrutinize the annual report, it was not there. So that means the company, they want to hide the matters to the shareholders. But when as an auditor, if you go and search the ROC, search report, you can find a liability. But in the annual report, if you are not able to find, that means company has the intention to cheat the shareholders, even the financiers. Substantial related party transactions, overall related parties, that you have to go through the definition, and material discrepancies in annual report. Frequent ad hoc sanctions. Please see this. Why the customer ask for the frequent ad hoc sanction? Now the banks, they have changed the policy. You can get ad hoc once in a quarter, only once. This is the rule. Now they changed. Normally once in a month they used to get the ad hoc sanction, but they regularize it. But now bankers, in order to streamline the borrowers, they change the policy. Ad hoc loan will be sanctioned only once in a quarter. Previously, up to 10% of the loan, the bankers have got the right to give ad hoc. Even that powers have also been withdrawn. Any ad hoc loan, it has to be sanctioned by the next authority. If the loan is sanctioned by the regional office, then the ad hoc has to be sanctioned by the zonal office. If the loan has been sanctioned by the branch manager, then the ad hoc has to be sanctioned by the regional manager. So if you happen to see any frequent ad hoc sanction, that means the party is not having financial discipline, one, or their loan is maybe over financed or under financed. So these are the reasons. Not routing the sale process through the bank. So you go to the trading account, take the total sales. Suppose if that sales is 2 crores, if the amount comes to the bank is only 10 lakhs, that means from that 2 crores you deduct the data sale, that is credit sales, remaining amount say 1 crore, but only 10 lakhs come into the picture, so 90 lakhs have not come into the picture. So if that is there, that also the RBI said it's a EWS because the funds have been diverted by the borrower to some other party. Not routing, because it's also another question is there in all the audits, whether the sale process have been routed through the customer and bank or not. That's a specific question in the audit report.
There is another angle.
Yes, sir.
Where you see in a CPE account only interest is service.
Hmm.
I mean, okay, there is a 1 crore sales available in the audited P&L, but you find only interest is being.
Yes.
So what happens? No, sir, I will catch up on that, this, that, whatever. So I said, okay, everything is okay, but I conclude that your stock is all dead stock and old stock. No, sir, it is all harder item. The paints might have been expired, I don't know. Okay, pipes are all PVC pipes. I said, okay, paints might have been expired, I don't know. Because your stock statement is giving a big stock statement. You see that. such cases, what are we supposed to do? Straight away put it in MOC or?
Sir, MOC concept means only there is a failure in the account. That is repayment of principal, repayment of interest as per the sanction letter the party has to pay. Say non-availability of stock or inferior quality of stock, you have got no right to classify that account as under the MOC. The MOC is related only to the repayment concept. MOC na, suppose if you want to identify one account as the NPA, if they fail in the repayment, then you can classify as NPA. But if the stock is not there, DP is 0, you can classify that account as NPA. But only thing, the repayment concept is there, you can classify that account as NPA. So you can say that there is no DP. If there is no DP for a continuous period of 90 days, then that account has to be classified as NPA.
Why? Because in one particular case, I don't know the explain the customer said, sir, the earlier manager advised me to get a sanction of the CP sanction of say 20 lakhs, no, 50 lakhs, close agriculture term loan, medium term loan, this one, have a CP of 30 lakhs, just only service interest. Why are you bothered about EMI and all? And I went for inspection, I didn't need any trade difference. The stocks are not even like 2 to 3 lakhs. This is how it went, The argument became very nasty. Finally, I put it in MOC.
Okay, sir. Yes. Sir, based on that, I want to say about the auditor's rule. Here I want to say the 6 commandments. I think few people who have attended my earlier session, they would have remembered the 6 commandments. And your point is rule number 6, what you said. Because since you touched the point, I want to say that rules. Kadam vaangi kadam kodukada. Please carry this to all your family members, friends, relatives. So don't give loan out of loan borrowed. Don't put guarantee to anyone. Guarantee yarukume podada. You have to cultivate the habit of saying no. No. Then 4th one, don't get trapped by fancy ads, nothing. And 5th one is respect others' time. You don't respect your time, but you have to respect others' time. And for SAR's case, the auditor வந்து எப்படி இருக்கணும்னா, they should not hear anything. They have to give their report. You have to ignore your ego. Whatever, they give a lot of pressure. So if you want to say in English, you have to ignore your ego. If you want me to say in Tamil, நமக்கு லைஃப்ல சூடு சொன்னே இருக்க கூடாது. We are going for the audit. We have to give our report. So your case remembers me the rule number 6 of my commandment. And LC issued for local trade. LC, letter of credit, you have to issue only for the import of goods. And sometimes if they are issuing the LC for the locally traded, that is locally traded goods, then the RBI said it's a early warning signal person. You have to go through the transactions. Huge value of RTGS payment to unrelated parties. You are dealing in furniture goods. Suddenly, from your account, you are transferring money to the persons who are not related to the business. If you are doing furniture business, you have to transfer the fund only to the furniture suppliers. But if you are transferring the fund to some provisional store customer, some ex-borrower or ex-customer or Y-borrower, that is, it amounts to fund diversion. So the purpose for which the loan is sanctioned should be utilized properly. Here, if you are transferring the fund to some other customer who are not related, then that also comes under the category of EWS. Heavy cash withdrawal in the loan account. As per books, cash on hand is 5 crores. Every month they are withdrawing 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs. So that means they are having cash as per the rule, I mean as on hand they are having cash, but the funds have been diverted for some other purpose. If any cash withdrawal is there in the loan account, you have to be very, very careful. And even in this also, this point also is being covered in the audit report. So the RBI said it is also one part of EWS. And non-submission of original bills, the loan has been sanctioned for the purpose of any machinery. Based on the quotation, the bankers, they have sanctioned the loan. After receipt of the loan, after receipt of the DD, the borrower has not submitted the original bill for the machinery purchase. So non-submission of original bills after the sanction of the loan, if it is not submitted, then that amounts to EWS. This is RBI's classification. And the list, it goes on. So we are almost 7. If you got any doubt, you are welcome. That's first question, sir.
Okay.
நான் முன்னாடியே கேட்கணுன்றது தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின்.
இல்லை ரைட் என்னன்னா சார் வந்து இன்னும் if I start asking, maybe your tempo is lost, sir. That was the intent with which I deliberately stopped myself. சார் நேத்திக்கு லெக்சர் நடக்கும்போது when we had the session from சின்னசாமி கணேசன் சார் வந்து அவர் என்ன சொன்னான்னா, see auditor is not watchdog or bloodhound, அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்லாம் இருக்கு இல்லையா, which means end of the day when you do a bank audit and all, you are primarily not responsible for all the frauds. நம்ம என்னவோ they can be deplayed, அதில் வந்து நம்மளால் நிறைய பார்க்க முடியாது, அது வந்து you are not held responsible அப்படின்னாரு. ஆனால் நீங்கள் சொல்கிறபடி பார்த்தா ஸ்ட்ரைட்டாக வேறு மாதிரி வருது ஆங்கிள். ஸோ அது எப்படி சார், how do I take yesterday's directives or his pronouncement and your pronouncement, sir?
It's not a pronouncement, sir. I am telling the RBI rule.
Sir, maybe even statutory audits, sir, but you are mentioning other audits.
No, sir. Even any type, that is, I mentioned the bank audits because we are covering only the bank audits. So in bank audit, if there is any fraud, and you can say that frauds on the number duty illa abdin, you cannot escape.
Sir, in the statutory audit report, we have that clauses and all. We are not liable for fraud. It is well laid. But in other audits, concurrent audit, stock audit.
So other audits, I'm dealing only in bank audits.
Yeah, bank audit, statutory audit is what you meant yesterday, sir, because standards of auditing, adalla anga varudhu. For other things, maybe you are speaking today, sir.
Sir, another question. Sir? What report?
இப்போ டெபாசிட்ரி பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட் சொல்கிறாங்க இல்லையா,
டிபி,
அது மாதிரி கார்போசிட்ரின்னு ஒரு போர்ட்டல் இருக்குது, அதில் வந்து பேங்கர்ஸ் மட்டும் அசஸ் பண்ணுவாங்களா?
எனக்கு தெரியல சார்.
அதில் போய் எல்லா ஒரு கம்பெனியை எக்ஸ்ப்ளோர் பண்ணாங்கன்னா அதோட A to Z ஃபேக்டர்ஸ்லாம் அதில் வரும் அப்படின்னு சமீபத்தில்
ரேட்டிங் செர்சாய் சார்.
அது இல்லை சார், இது வேறு சொன்னார் அவர்.
கிரிலிக் ரிப்போர்ட்.
கிரிலிக் இருக்குது, அது வேறு சார். SMA மூமெண்ட்ஸ் வருது, இப்போ பார்த்தாலும் ரிப்ளை கொடுக்குறோம். செர்சாய் வேறு, இது வந்து கார்போசிட்டின்னு சமீபத்தில் ஒருத்தர் நண்பர் சொன்னார். பேங்க்கில் பெரிய பொசிஷனில் இருக்கார், அது எல்லாருக்கும் ஆக்சஸ் ஆகாது, பேங்கர்ஸ் மட்டும் ஆக்சஸ் ஆகும். ப்ராபப்ளி பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் திஸ் AI அது மாதிரி ஏதாவது எடுக்கிறாங்களா
சார்? நான் இது தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு சொல்கிறேன்.
சரி,
நான் தெரியலன்னு சொல்லலை.
தேங்க்யூ.
ராணிப்பேட்டில் இருக்கிற ஒரு யூனிட்டுக்கு LC ஃபெசிலிட்டி பாம்பேயில் இருக்கிற ஒரு பெரிய ஸ்டீல் கம்பெனிக்கு தராங்க. ஸோ நம்மளால் விர்ச்சுவலாக போயிட்டு பார்க்க முடியாது பாம்பேயில் போயிட்டு. இதெல்லாம் நடக்கிறது. திஸ் திங்ஸ் ஹேப்பன்ஸ். வாட் டு டூ?
அடுத்த நிரவ் மோடி கேஸ். See, any loan, if outstanding is there in the bank account, the balance has to be confirmed by the chartered accountant. Is the balance genuine? If it is genuine, then you have to report. So as an auditor, you have to verify the entire list, outstanding, whether it is supported by invoice or not. Suppose if there no invoice is supported, you can give the reports. Definitely it's a bank's policy, but normally beyond 25 kilometers, bankers they are not supposed to give the loan. This is service area approach. But if they want to sanction the loan beyond 25 kilometers, then it has to be, I mean, you have to get the approval from the next higher authority. But they might have obtained the approval from board or something, because they want to do some business. Sir.
Sir, adding to Sir's point, in all the types of bank audits, they are, even though the name changes, but the scope is similar. Even in concurrent audit, if we take for safeguarding the bank, they will cover A to Z, we will put it in our scope. So, and also in the scope they are adding that you cannot take the any copy regarding the sanction or anything we find out, we cannot take the documentation for our purpose, sir. So, how to go about it, sir?
You specifically mentioned in a report, as per the bank norms, we are not supposed to take the sanction copy. And as per the, see, you are going through the sanction letter, you can say that as per the sanction letter number this, in your report you can say sanction letter number 531/2024-25 dated 5/12/2024, para number 4, this is the sanction terms and conditions mentioned. So you are copying the sanction terms, and whether the party has not followed the sanction terms and conditions, that's all. But you are not supposed to take the bank records outside the premises. It is not a working paper.
Most of the reports, the column provided, including LFIR for a statutory branch audit, the columns are not at all sufficient to report. They do not provide. A few banks, very clearly they say there is no space for mentioning. You just ignore it. Like that they are telling openly what to do.
And this is no, my
attachment போமாட்டேன் சார். attachment எடுக்க மாட்டேன்றது.
Sir, if there is no, if it is not possible for you to make the attachment, you report everything in the main report. Well, that is the only way, because there is enough space are available in the main report. Even you can give 100 pages of main report. Suppose if you are reporting in the main report point number 5, in this LFIR column, please refer 5 of main report. You just mention, that is column, suppose if 50 points are available, you please mention point number 5 of main report. You report the same thing in main report. So this is my way of reporting, but I never omit to report anything.
Sir, two quick questions, sir. Somewhere in between நீங்கள் சொல்லும்போது வந்து ஒரு சே ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் அக்ரிகல்ச்சரல் லேண்டை வந்து வேல்யூ பண்ணும்போது இன் ஸ்கொயர் ஃபீட்டில் பண்ணும்போது வேல்யூஷன் கம்ஸ் மோர் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி சொன்னேன். Though I heard you, I couldn't understand it better, sir. For example, you know, if it's measured in some other way, no, sir, end of the day, 1 plus 1 can only be 2, sir. It can't be more than 2, yeah, sir. Then how do you say that, sir?
Sir, the valuer in collusion with the borrower, if you value the property in agricultural base, you have to value the property per acre. If you value the property in square feet, it is 44,000 and odd. So 44,000 into 500 rupees, the value of the property will be more. Okay. So when you want to value a property as non-agricultural land, you have to get a non-agricultural certificate from the revenue authorities. That is why I said the valuers, in order to help the party, they value the agricultural land in square feet. Per acre, the value is only 5 lakhs. If you value the same property in square feet, it will be around 25 lakhs. So they are entitled for 20 lakhs loan. For 5 lakhs worth of property, they are getting a loan of 25 lakhs, 20 lakhs.
What he means is, agricultural land is value is very less, but a commercial land value is 3 or 4 times.
Yes, sir. He used the word only agricultural land. For commercial land, you have to get a non-agricultural land certificate. Then only it has to be classified as commercial land. Even for the commercial land also, you have to get the land approval.
Reclassification, sir. But what his question was, why the same, whether it is square feet or acre, per value is always the same. But according to the commercial value, it is 3 times of the agricultural value land. Because you can put it to different uses. Agriculture is low paying, it is in loss. So that is the idea.
Okay, but the valuer, few valuers, I cannot tell all the valuers, few valuers, to help the customers, they convert, instead of saying that as agricultural land per acre, they are saying that land has got this much of square feet. So when you have got this much of square feet into 500 rupees,
If you let out agricultural land, you get 50,000 rupees.
Ah.
If you let out a commercial value, you get 5 lakh rupees.
Yes.
Because it is valued as a non-agricultural land. Usage, land usage pattern is changed, so it values more.
Yes, I agree.
That is the idea.
Sir, second question. ஆ ஒருத்தர் வாங்கினது பார்த்தா இப்போ 4 பேர் வாங்கணும். இல்லை சார், ஒருத்தர் வாங்குறது பார்த்தா இப்போ 4 பேர் வாங்க சொல்லிட்டாங்க. ஆ
Sir, there are so many chartered accountants with varying ages, sir. Considering the lowest age in the session here, sir, what is your suggestion for them to get more audits other than the normal audits which anybody can get, sir?
ஓகே, எப்படி பேங்க் ஆடிட் வாங்குறது? சிம்பிள் கொஷின், அவ்வளோதானே. கன்சிடரிங் த ஏஜ், நீங்கள் மேபி 25, 26. சார், ஃபார் ரிகார்டிங் ஸ்டாச்சுட் ஆடிட், you have to get UCN, Unicode number. Without Unicode number, no member is entitled to get any type of audit. So first thing, you have to complete 3 years. UCN வந்து நம்மளுடைய UCN number is a must. Then, what are the audits available? One is stock audit. You can get the stock audit. It should not, as per our institute, you should not make a rowing inquiry. But you can get the information whether stock audit is available or not. You can approach regional office inspection department or zonal office inspection department or head office inspection department. They will give the details whether audits are available for, whether any unit is available for the audit, one, or the time of allotment of audit, that also they will inform. So you will get the information from the regional office or zonal office or head office from the inspection department. You will get the information. From there, they will give the lead. So you apply this manner, you approach this guy. So all the information you will get, but you should not make rowing inquiry. This is regarding stock audit. Revenue audit is being allotted by the head office. There is a panel. So you can apply to the head office. Even sometimes there is a panel form is there. Even sometimes your covering letter itself is sufficient. So they will say that, sir, please apply for the revenue audit. They will give the ad. Previously there was no ad. By individual approach, most of the chartered accountants, they have got the audit. Now they announce the panel. So this is the audit we are going to allot: revenue audit, stock audit, credit audit, and even NPA audit is also there. Now they are allotting, they are giving NPA audit also. If you verify one NPA account, you will be given 10 rupees. NPA audit is there. SMA audit, that now that role has passed on to concurrent auditor without fees. So anything, sir, you have to get the information from the inspection department. And anything, if you want to ask personally, after the end of the meeting, you can ask. Sometimes something I cannot say openly. And any profession, it needs marketing. So this is only word. But you cannot make rowing inquiry. You should not make rowing inquiry. குறையும். This is what now
for this year.
And another thing, they say the fees fixation has been left to the discretion of the
Banks.
So last year we have audited around 3 lakhs. For the same branch, the head office may say that you are supposed to do the audit for 50,000 rupees. All banks.
So email offer for new entrants is very minimal this year compared to
UCN. First you require UCN, sir.
Okay.
3 years, up to 3 years. I think we are not getting the UCN from the PDC, from the professional. This is what I heard.
Because youngsters must get this, sir. They must get opportunities.
So there are a lot of opportunities other than bank audit, sir. Why you bother about bank audit? There are a lot of areas. So how many of you are practicing under Factories Act? How many of you? How many of you are practicing PF? See, in factories, under Factories Act, if you do the practice, if you to get the license, you may charge even 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh. For the renewal, you may charge 25,000. There are so many factories are there. There are no proper guidance. So you can go and ask the statutory auditor of that company, sir, I am practicing under the Factories Act. Whatever problems related to Factories Act, I am ready to give the service. So you can do the practice under Factories Act. How many of you are doing the practice in Pollution Act, under Pollution Board? You can mint money like anything. You concentrate on pollution area. So why you bother only about the bank audit? Even I will tell, in bank audit also there are a lot of opportunities. Prepare project reports, prepare CMA, become a recovery agent in your relative name. You are not supposed to take the recovery agency in your name because it is against the ethics. There are so many areas in banks, and you can be an advisor to NRI. You can be an advisor to real estate group. You can identify the machinery supplier in foreign countries. So these are the areas available. Why you bother only about the bank audit? Now the scope is being restricted. They are slowly, they are reducing the audits. Even private sector banks, they already said, we will not allot the branch audits. Almost all the private sector banks, they say that we will not give the branch audits. Only the statutory auditor is doing the entire audit. So, suggestion to the youngsters, there are a lot of acts you can practice in under RERA, Real Estate Regulatory Authority is there. FRRB is also there. You complete the FRRB course, that is INAS course you complete.
Sir, this question might not be relevant for this session, but still I would like to share the thoughts which I heard. Sir.
Not relevant?
But still,
I
would like to share it with you.
Okay, sir, okay, tell me, sir.
You can share your further thoughts, sir. DISA class நான் அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன் சார். அங்கே வந்து one lady was lecturing us, and she was saying DISA is a prerequisite for SEBI related some certifications, but somehow our own people maybe they didn't set the standards which was expected by SEBI. அதனால வந்து SEBI mandated டிசா போகாது, இனிமேல் சிசா தான் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி சொல்லியிருந்தாங்க. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது வில் எனி திங் கம் அண்ட் நம்மளோட பேங்க் அவுட் ரிலேட்டடாக அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன் வில் தேர் பி ரைஸ் இன் தி
டிசா கோர்ஸ் நவ் ஆல் பேங்கர்ஸ் தே ஆர் கிவிங் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ். They ask you to go and do this system audit. To do the system audit you require DISA. It is not only applicable for SEBI. All regulatory authorities now they want to carry out the system audit, and if you are a DISA qualified and if you are a chartered accountant, you will be given the preference. And also they consider the CISA also. You are not cleared the DISA, but if you have got CISA also, they are issuing a circular saying that you can apply for the system audit, and the basic qualifications are CISA and DISA. So it is the bank's policy, it is the regulatory authorities policy, so it is not restricted only to SEBI. And also FAFD, that is we are having FAFD, forensic, that is okay, that is being course conducted by our ICAI. Few companies, they want the qualification which is equivalent to FAFD, is CFE. What is CFE? Certified Fraud Examiner. Suppose youngsters, you please go through that course. CFE. If you complete this, a certified certified fraud examiner plus FAFD, correct. You will be internationally wanted. You will be an internationally fraud detector. You are an internationally fraud detector. So if you complete CFE and FAFD, you will get audits from entire India. If you complete only CFE, you will be internationally wanted, and the minimum income is 5 lakhs per month. CFE and FAFD, all our regulatory authorities, they want FAFD. It's a very interesting course, you can complete. Yes sir.
Definitely. Thank you sir.
Today the top government official even spoke that why audit should not be
be done by the CMA and CS. He has opined yesterday that audits also can be done by the sister institute professionals. So
Sir,
even our
please,
main audit itself is at stake, sir. Professionals
Okay,
at
sir.
stake.
Okay, I do agree, sir. Please ask this question to our finance minister. Okay, sir. Any doubts are welcome, and anything related to bank audit, you can ask. I think red flag account is part of fraud detection. So I have touched this point. Anything, if you want, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll wind up the session, sir. Thank you very much, sir, and for the patient hearing. And I hope you will all get the bank audit for this year and do the audit. Thank you very much.